Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So recently I posted a video about that pomegranate girl that went absolutely mental. And when I say mental, when a man glanced at her for a whopping 3 seconds. I referenced men like Greg Doucette, Joey Swoll, Abba and Preach, and agreed that chick was out of line. Like, that guy didn't do anything wrong. It was weird. It was a little much to post on TikTok. Well, going through the comments on videos where I talk about women who expose men for literally doing nothing, I will get a slew of comments of men screaming, "This is why I don't even go up to women anymore." These comments always interest me when I post videos like this. So when I heard Preach say the same thing in his video,
this whole approaching thing, throw that shit out the window. I'm gonna say it now. Take it and throw it in the trash.
I just had to make a follow-up video, baby, asking my audience, have y'all noticed a difference, like a decline in men not approaching you? Because I haven't. I think a lot of men who go up to women still go up to women. I was like, are you men trying to just threaten us? I haven't noticed anything. And many subscribers said, no, I haven't seen a difference either. Well, Abba and Preach saw the video and wanted to clarify a few things to me, but the biggest critique I got was that I was speaking from a female experience.
So when she says this and like, I don't believe that men wouldn't approach a beautiful woman, it's because you don't understand the male experience.
And speaking for men. I didn't personally think that I was speaking for men, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to give off the impression that I'm speaking for men. And I know women cannot stand when men do that. So surprisingly, when I was doing my makeup, my boyfriend comes in and said that he watched Abba and Preach's video and said, can I speak about my experiences from a male point of view? And I'm like, really? Ye who hates being on camera? Ye who has declared himself too awkward to be on camera? Of course you can. So without further ado, here's my boyfriend for the first time, Garrett.
Hey guys, it's me, the awkward boyfriend who does not like to be on camera. Bear with me, I'm probably really horrible at this. It's my first time, but there's a lot about Abba and Preach's video that I feel like I could relate to, and probably a lot of stuff you don't even know about me.
That'll be interesting. Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then on that note, let's go. Let's check out the video.
Okay, this is like people saying it's snowing where I am because it's snowing where I am, global warming doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
So I saw many men saying that I was speaking for them. I don't think I was speaking for men. I was just saying my point of view from my own experience. I really still haven't noticed a difference, and I definitely still stick by that. That's what I'm talking about.
Just because you don't see it as a hyper attractive woman,
you kind of look good.
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not actually happening.
Okay, I do think they have a point for that.
And I think also when we go out, it's not just men approaching her, it's women, it's just everybody. She's very open, she's smiling, she gives people compliments. She's not closed off, and I think that draws a lot of people.
You know what I'm thinking of now? Because before, I mean, men would have approached me, but not as much, because in the video I said, I've noticed an increase of men approaching me. Before, at least in my early 20s, I was very angry. I always had like a resting bitch face. I was very mad at men, and I was angry all the time, but now I'm very secure in myself.
I wouldn't approach somebody if they looked
like that, right? I feel like I'm a pretty open person. I don't mind when people approach me. It's just the way they approach it can deter me from what my face will look like after what they say.
You have to think, what are the stats out right now? How many people are actually checking out of dating? If you look at all the studies, men as a whole have been checking out of dating in large numbers.
What's this study?
It says it's the rise of male virginity. Men under 30 who report 0 sex partners since they turned 18.
I think it's more complicated than just girls are unapproachable nowadays. Like,
I feel like that's like part of it. I don't think it's just one singular problem. All right, we took a quick break from filming for a second. We watched a quick video on this that kind of broke down some numbers. Men are having less sex, but there's more reasons, like Garrett was saying, there's a lot more reasons.
Among the causes, among the factors, a reliance on social media and online porn. But also, more young women are hooking up with each other or dating and marrying slightly older men, and heterosexual women are getting more choosy.
And that was only a few reasons why these stats are skyrocketing. So after we filmed this video, we dove deeper into videos and studies and had to look at a few studies when it came to women. Have you guys noticed the increase of women wanting and celebrating being single? Women who want kids but are choosing to be a single mother by choice, and 50% of the moms ordering donor sperm went to this specific clinic are single women. Single best friends who want kids but can't find a man are now deciding to purchase homes together and co-parent. Studies are finding that more women are the absolute opposite when it comes to men who are single.
Reveals that women tend to be happier when they are single. Data analysts at Mintel say about 60% of women are happy with their status of single, while nearly 50% of men are satisfied going solo. The study also shows that 75% of single women have not actively tried to be in a relationship in the last year, compared with about 65% of men.
Unlike men, women seem to be more stressed in relationships because of all of the added tasks.
It comes down to work, and they say that in general it shows, whether you believe this or not, or this is true in your relationship, that women do a little more work when it comes to relationships. So we're not just talking about chores and cooking and cleaning, but the emotional work, Allie, that goes into relationships.
So it's not just men who are fed up. It seems everyone seems to be fed up, along with tradition is starting to disintegrate.
Someone pointed out that the iPhone 6 came out before this spike. Kind of makes me feel like maybe the internet has something to do with it.
I think it does. That's what that video was saying, remember?
It seems like now that the internet's always at our fingertips, we're less likely to go out, hang out with people.
I am, yeah.
Especially for me, I'm introverted. I love to stay in the house. This gives me a reason not to go somewhere. Perfect. But I think the problem with that is that it's affecting our relationships. We're not making friends in real life. We're not making romantic friends in real life.
Romantic friends.
Other troubling statistics about men come from a 2021 study from the Survey Center for American Life. They found the share of men who have 6 or more close friends, which in 1990 was 55%, by 2021 had shrunk by half. Meanwhile, those with literally 0 close friends, which stood at 3% in 1990, has zoomed to 15%.
I feel like a lot of people make friends online.
I make friends online.
It's easier.
Play a lot of online video games, and I'll make friends online, but I'm never going to actually see them in person.
An expert quoted by The Hill said this disconnect can have catastrophic consequences for young men. Quote, in the worst case scenario, the young American man's social disconnect can have tragic consequences. Young men commit suicide 4 times the rate of young women. Younger women are largely responsible for rising rates of mass shootings, a trend that some researchers link to their growing social isolation.
So what the experts are seeing for men and women who are single, men tend to isolate themselves and go on the internet. Women tend to still socialize more, which could be part of the reason why single men are more depressed than single women.
Well, and I think too, women naturally just have bigger social networks. They keep in touch with relatives, they keep in touch with their family members, and they tend to have a bigger friend pool than men.
And I think too, with the internet making everything so easy, we kind of expect everything to be easy.
Yeah,
and we try to avoid hard things.
In fact, this has been one of the most recent findings. What is it? 69% of men report being single, where only 34% of women report being single.
I can see that being true based on everything we talked about so far.
I guess I'm confused as to what does that have to do with men going up to women? Just because they're single doesn't mean they're not going up to women.
But I think the main reason is men are afraid. Something else we have to think about too is I think with the modern era, the common perception is online dating is the way to go.
It's easier too.
It's easier, there's less risk involved. You're not gonna look like a fool in public. You're not going to get hurt in public and have to suffer through some pain.
It was like 51% of men they lost all interest in dating altogether, in large part because it feels unwelcoming, because they feel like, so it doesn't.
Yeah, but that study says people, like not men. They don't like the fact that they brought up like a study that just said people and said, oh, it's the men.
I think it gets really deep and complex. I think the internet's contributing to a lot of it.
So they're pointing the finger at women and you're pointing the finger at like social media.
Yeah, I think social media, the internet, I think it affects both the men and the women.
What the numbers show is that men as a whole have been approaching a lot less. And the very few times that they do choose to do so, they just do it on online dating.
So the internet makes it really easy for us awkward guys to just stay home, not have to interact with anyone.
The ones who are harassing you probably don't care about being labeled as much as a harasser. The ones I'm talking to are the dudes who are actually half decent but don't know how to progress.
You know, I can agree with that kind of. The men that bombard me, you know, quickly and like so aggressively, don't seem like they care very much. Who are you?
I've been that weird guy before. I definitely cared what they thought.
Do you feel comfortable telling us about that experience?
Yeah, I don't care. That's what I relate to. It was the first time I ever tried to go up to a girl. It was at this taco shop that I used to go to after school. And this girl always worked there. I'd always order food from her. And she would smile at me all the time. Probably because she worked there. But being a guy, I was like, oh, she likes me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to ask her out and try to get her phone number. I ordered my food and I sat there and I waited for this girl to get off of work. And as I sat there, I could see she wasn't coming out. She was taking her time.
She knew that you were
I was
waiting for
pretty
her.
sure her shift ended a while ago. And then all of a sudden, I see her, and she booked
She booked it
out
out,
of
yeah.
At first, I was like, that B word. She's not
blame
giving
her?
me a chance.
Wow, baby Garrett was a jerk.
It took me a while, but then I looked at myself. I reflected. I tried to see from her perspective. Of course, I looked like a creep.
Because
in my
it was-
mind, I wasn't a creep. I was a good guy, but she doesn't know me.
They're creeping.
I was creeping. So I don't agree, Preach. I do care what they think about me.
You don't want to be a creep.
No, I don't want to be a creep. I just didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't give up either.
He didn't die.
Yeah.
Or don't know how to move forward. The ones who are very nervous about the prospect and try once and never want to try again. I'm not talking to the average dude who's sitting on a construction site and be like, hey baby, you can't talk to those fucking losers. I'm talking about the average man who doesn't do this. You have to imagine the guy who went up to you and felt that comfortable. That's not the average man.
I didn't feel comfortable, but I still did it.
Yeah, but did you keep going up to women because you said it? A guy will do it like one time and then they have like a really bad experience, so they just give up. Was that like the only time that happened and you stopped? And you meant there's more.
Yeah, I kept going. I did take my experiences.
You were on an adventure.
I learned from that first time. I learned from my experience, and I messed up again.
Hey guys, Garrett wanted me to clarify really quick. We had a whole story here, but we both felt like the video was super long and we didn't want to bore y'all. But after the second time, which was still a very awkward experience for him, he did say he made improvements, and slowly after each interaction, even though it killed him on the inside, he learned, worked on his social skills, and prepared for the next time. And he said that he wouldn't be able to do that if he didn't approach women and deal with the rejection, since his goal was to interact.
The average man does not approach women. I know this because I see all these nerds who are like, I don't even know how to say hi to a girl.
Okay, hold up. I have something to say. Y'all criticized me about speaking from personal experience. Why you look at me? You guys criticized me on speaking from personal experiences. Many people in the comments section said anecdotal evidence. Isn't this just the same? Just because many men are messaging you that they won't go up to women doesn't mean others aren't going up to women.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a guy's going to message him and say, hey, I went up to a woman
No, they're
today, it went
gonna
great."
attract men
It's
that
usually
are...
the negative
Yeah.
comments.
I think it's very similar to if I put out a video talking about this guy said this at the gym. A lot of women will message me all the time about their horrific instances that they had with a man at the gym that kept bothering them.
I like to compare it to online reviews. People will say good reviews, but how often do people go out of their way to say good reviews?
I never.
Compared
It's
to how
hard.
often do they go out of their way to say something negative?
Okay, guys who are watching right now, okay? There's a small portion of you that seen attractive women and have the courage enough. The vast majority, be honest, do you guys have the balls to go up to a woman you think is very hot and say hi to her or to say anything to her? I get DMs every single day from guys being, I have no idea how to talk to her. I'm too scared. I think I'm going to look stupid.
Well, I've did it before and I definitely look stupid. But is it just because women are unapproachable now?
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't approach women all the time. I don't know if it's just the fear from these like videos online
Yes.
feeding into men that are already afraid to go up to a woman. Because if I was a guy and all I watched was Joey Swole or, you know, Abba and Preach and these guys that call out women that are doing stupid things in the gym, and I was already, you know, hesitant of going up to one.
Yeah, I think the fear is definitely increased.
Yeah.
Especially if they have one bad experience, it just solidifies that fear. But here's the thing, it's always going to suck trying to go up to someone in public. It's always going to be a bad experience, usually. Especially if you're not experienced with it.
Yeah, I think if you're not experienced.
The only way to gain experience is to actually do it and suffer through the hardship.
The increase of people staying inside, not talking to people, self-isolation, only talking to people online, it's making everyone's social skills go a lot lower. I feel like my social skills have like declined since I've gotten online more because I work online, and you have to keep practicing. So if you...
I don't have the best social skills.
Yeah, I feel like it's declining for just everybody. So if you're already socially awkward and now you're online even more, it's only gonna get worse.
So when she says this and like, I don't believe that men wouldn't approach a beautiful woman, it's because you don't understand the male experience. And this is not me coming at you to try to chew off your head. I think most women don't understand the male experience.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think any of us can understand each other's experience fully.
I don't think I ever said in the video that I understand the male experience. Like, did I speak for men?
I don't think you did.
No, it's purely like my experience. I didn't notice a difference at all, that men didn't come up anymore. I didn't know it was like a whole thing that they're doing.
We're having a thing where we're not understanding the other's experience, and then we're arguing against the caricature of what we perceive them as, rather than the reality, which is most men are lonely. and lack the courage to approach a woman.
I think that's the biggest problem. People don't have the courage, but there's situations in life where the only way to get experience is to suffer through the awkwardness and the pain.
I agree. You're not gonna find anyone just by like avoiding those uncomfortable conversations and, you know, first time greeting.
I feel like I should just do a compilation of TikToks of women complaining that men don't approach them anymore.
Can we talk about how good men will sometimes not approach a woman that he's interested in?
So this part was interesting to me, Abbott and Preach, because y'all discredited me and my comment section and the women in my comment section about how we really just haven't noticed a decline in our personal lives. But then you can acknowledge these women's experiences with men not coming up to them because it fits your narrative. I never said it's definitely not happening. I said it's not happening to me.
I do agree that there are less guys going up to girls nowadays, but I also think with the rise of social media, it's so easy to post a complaint about something.
Yeah.
And what they mean when they say men don't approach them anymore is not that no men approach them anymore. It's that men that they actually find endearing. Because much like you said, the people who approach you when you go to Walmart or when you're out in public are generally ugly, unappealing dudes.
You call me an ugly, unappealing loser because I've done this before.
I don't think he said loser. I think he said unappealing dude.
Oh, dude, yeah. An ugly, unappealing dude.
Okay, wait. First of all, that was funny. But also, I didn't call anybody ugly. I said freaks, as in freaky. They do weird things when they come up to me, approaching me in a very freaky way. Many of the men that come up that I talk about are generally attractive and fit men. Keep in mind, I do mostly just go to the gym and other areas that fit people go to. Their approach can still be very odd and I feel bombarded, especially at the gym. If an attractive man came up to me during my set when I'm focused, my attraction will plummet because he's giving off the impression that he doesn't respect me by interrupting me while I'm busy, and that's a very unattractive quality to have. It's not about who approaches, it's about how and when. People need to learn social cues and respect. And this is for both sides. Respectfully shoot your shot, and hopefully women will respectfully decline if they're not interested. Another point I want to make is there seems to be a lot of focus on, well, if the woman was attracted to the man, then it would be fine. Something people need to accept is that sometimes people are not attracted to you. I've had many men not be attracted or even lose attraction to me, which hurts. It sucks. But why would I have given up on everything if I wanted to find someone to be with? People that approach someone they don't know is usually out of pure physical attraction. Sometimes the feeling about your looks is not mutual. That goes for the internet and real life.
So when people say men don't approach me, it's the people who actually have things going on in their life. It's mostly going to be degenerates who are going to come up to you. Why? Because men who have their shit together understand, one, it's generally not worth the risk to go up to women. Whether you like it or not, if I actually have something to lose, I'm not going to spend most of my day trying to approach ladies or going up to them or chatting them up. Why?
If I really see a woman I think is worth going up to them, I'll try it.
Oh. Like, I know that they're speaking from the male experience. I know that you guys are speaking from the male experience, but it does seem that you guys are speaking as if it's a fact. Like, just because you are a successful man and won't go up to a woman because you feel like you have a lot to lose doesn't mean other successful men won't approach a woman. And speaking from experience, I've had plenty of successful men talk to me. I've got girlfriends that successful men talk to them out in the open at certain functions. You know, I don't think that it's a fact that successful men never approach women anymore.
I mean, I do really have to muster up the courage to do it. But if I do and it goes bad, I still gain experience.
I don't hear that a lot. You gain experience, even if it's like a bad
It's something I'm not good at, and I need experience.
And if you're not good at it, you're not gonna get good at it.
I'm not gonna get good at it by not doing it.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, work out, do your thing, better yourself, and people around you will come up, I guess.
That sounded so sad.
I guess. I agree. It sounded a little like...
He does have a point though.
I mean, I agree. I try to avoid any man that is making it look like he wants to talk to me. A lot of girls will understand that a guy will like place weights next to you or have the weight accidentally fall in your general direction and then you...
Slamming the weights down.
Slamming the weights down near you. Like, I try to...
Scream.
Yeah, I try to avoid those type of men. But if there's a man at the gym who's like focused, he is lifting his weights, he's just very focused on himself and not bothering people, and he's even like changing his body as in like losing weight or like getting muscular, I would have definitely noticed and try to meet him at the water fountain when he was over there.
Oh, so you ladies do notice.
Yeah, ladies definitely notice. They notice too if you're slamming down weights and throwing them around to get her attention.
But other than that, that's it from us.
Do you think, Michelle?
I like how they ended it.
Do you think, Michelle?
Do you think? It was short, sweet, and to the point. I'm gonna do my endings like that. So when I saw the comments, I thought they were roasting me. Like when I looked at their comments, because whoo child, honey, some of you men are very angry when it comes to this topic. And some of the commenters, you could tell they have some deep-rooted issues and resentment toward women, just as so many women do as well when it comes to men. But it seems that many men in that comment section really want a relationship. And I find it odd that many of the commenters just quit altogether. But I agree with most of the video, minus the fact that the studies they pulled seem to have more to them than men just don't want to date anymore. And didn't look at any studies that pertain to women. That's not fair, y'all. I like to look at the whole picture. But all in all, the video that we found was very insightful. Advin Preach's video was interesting to see their perspective. I enjoyed it. What about you?
Yeah, I liked it. I think some of those commenters think you're the devil.
Did you want to give any like last words? Because the
Yeah.
last time you're gonna be on my channel.
Yeah, especially with the comments, I saw a lot of commenters where they give one experience, maybe a handful of experiences where it went bad, and a lot of people were just giving up, checking out of the game. This world is horrible. Women are just like this
Dude,
now.
you guys got really dark. If you
And there are horrible girls like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of women that are probably really
But don't
bad.
take it personally, and don't let that stop you from pursuing other women.
If
They're
that's
not
what you
all
want.
like that. Yeah.
Just like when women say all men are shit, that's not true either. I don't
No.
think Garrett is shit.
People generalize though. They say every
yeah.
person's like, all guys are like this, all women are like this. But these are also like, with the bad women and the bad men, these are the stories that are pushed on TikTok.
It
and
is.
everything. So it's shoved in our faces, when in reality, that's not how most of the world is.
All right, good pep talk. Well, on that note, Advin Preach, do your thing.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
I guess.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never